Hiya, welcome to Table Talk Friday, your weekly dose of D&D banter between three men in a bedroom. If you like their style, please give them a follow on whichever podcast service you prefer, and come back every Friday for another upload. Now, I'll send it over to them.
Drew, there's a storm brewing. There's a big storm brewing this week. Okay, so we'll jump right into it. Rime of the Frost Maiden is starting in the United States this week. As what are they calling it? They're calling it like Winter Storm, like Fern or something like that. Which instantly I was like,
it's snow.
Fern, like from Critical Role.
Oh, that must be why they named it that.
That's what I was thinking. Well, she was a druid, I believe, and so the big 9th level spell, getting the realm freezing over.
I'm into that. I know we talked about it a couple of times, but I would love to play in Rime of the Frostblade at some point. Anytime I ever think about running anything in the D&D universe and I try to get inspiration, someone's like, "Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should play that music for Rime of the Frostblade. You should have this setting for Rime." Like, I just want to do something in it.
It was on my list to do next before I decided that like the next thing was going to be wholly original.
Do you think you might use some inspiration, perhaps?
Probably not.
Maybe because. I think we should commit. I think if we don't do it this time, 5 years later when we finish this thing, we should do Rime of the Frostbane if it's still relevant.
Or at least God. Oh my God, I just remembered the topic.
No, you did not. That's crazy.
We started talking. My topic was going to be you don't need every D&D product. That's what it was going to be. I remember it, and it was going to be like, hey, you don't need to keep up with every single book that comes out. You don't need these things. Do some people do it? Yes, but you don't need to because you're not a D&D like influencer or whatever. Neither are we really.
So for context for everybody listening, me and Seth, we text back and forth a little bit before the show weekly, and we're like, hey, what's a good topic or kind of what do we want to talk about? And then we script the whole thing, But before we script,
you can really tell with the quality.
But before we script everything, we were shooting ideas back and forth, and he's like, "Oh, I have this great idea, but I can't remember it." And that was like days ago. And so it just hits now at the beginning of the show. We just came up with backup topics and everything, and now it's hitting that we have this top tier topic.
I just thought that it was hitting me on Monday because I was like, "There's so many people." Because I think it was I opened up Reddit, which is always a great idea, and
always good idea. I
opened up Reddit. And I saw people talking about, like, what's really even, like, coming out for D&D this year? Like, what books and what this? And, I have a story behind it, because this is what triggered the memory for me. I went to, as you know, I had the flu this last weekend, right? So I missed, apparently, one of the craziest sessions of D&D that could have ever happened. I wasn't there for it because I had the flu. But there was also a Lorwyn Magic the Gathering pre-release this weekend, the same day as our D&D session, and Gabby had already paid for our seats.
Oh, you still went? Okay.
And so I was not okay, dude. I was there. I was like super weak and tired, but I was there and I was like, you know what? This isn't that many hours. It's a pretty, it's not going to be that bad. But we actually went to lunch to grab food right beforehand, and I looked at her and I said, "You might have to just play. I'll get my pre-release kit from them and then just leave and go sit in the car until you're done." But I didn't. I sat down, and once I had the kit in my hands, I was like, I can't leave. And so I open it up, I start going through everything, I make my deck, and I'm playing against a guy, right? I play round 1, I play against this very nice girl who doesn't seem to really know that much about deck building, and so I absolutely steamroll, and then I tell her, here's what you need to do to change your deck, and then she does it, and she actually wins her next round.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you won the next round then.
I told her, I said, I was basically allowed to do whatever I wanted in this game. You need to have removal and things to interrupt me from doing that. Because I was like, did you see how many times I stopped you from doing what you wanted to do? You need to do that to the next person. And so she went in there, she switched out the things that she needed to, and was able to win her next game. So, my second round, I play against this one dude. And we're talking, we're going back and forth a little bit. He actually he built the same deck as me, but better. He had like almost this, he had the same 2 colors, almost all of the same cards, but he drew like 4 cards that were like better than my cards, like very obviously better. And so I was like, well, he's playing my deck but better, so I can't really win.
Oh,
Because it was
man.
the same deck basically. We on turn one, both games we played the same card.
It's like one of those future movies where you fight yourself from the future.
Yeah, except you're upgraded or something. Like it's you with a bazooka.
So when he beat you, did he cease to exist? Did he just Thanos snap out of the window?
So after he beat me, he walked over to the store area where he was shopping for like comic books and D&D stuff. And he comes back over a few minutes later because I'm sitting there. We finished the game really fast. I got beat in like 2 quick succession rounds. He comes back and he's talking to his significant other. I don't know if they're married or not. And he's holding a D&D book. And it's like a special edition version of like a 1 to 20 type deal. It's like got a really nice green art on it. And I was like, that looks cool. So I'm listening to their conversation while staring at my phone. So I'm eavesdropping. And he's like, hey, I want to get this. It's 1 to 20. It's got a bunch of stuff that I can use. I can pull from it and like use for our game. So I'm like, oh, like, cool. He wants to buy a book. And he's asking his wife or significant other for permission. And she's looking at him like, you shouldn't really buy that. And I'm like, oh, why is that? And so then my cat's now walking in with a koozie in her mouth and squeaking. But she's looking at him like, oh, you probably shouldn't buy that. And then she's like, how much is it? He goes, $70. And I was like, whoa, $70 for I was like, no. In my head, I was like, $70 for a book. I'm not buying that. I buy it for like $30 on Amazon with the regular art, you know?
Absolutely.
But he's like, yeah, it's $70. And she's like, oh, no, don't. And then he's like, well, no, it's okay. We can afford it because the shop owner is going to let me put it on layaway. So I'll pay $7 now. And I'll do the rest. Like, I'll pay in increments as I come in. And I was talking to my wife on the way home about this conversation. And I was like, I feel like people just need to know that they don't need all of this stuff. Because if you can't right then buy it for $70, you should not put it on layaway.
If you cannot quickly and confidently purchase something under $100, then you don't do it.
Exactly. It's like, oh no, every time I come, I'm just going to pay $7. Okay, well, do you come once a week? Do you come twice a week? Do you come all the time? Like putting this thing on layaway is a bad idea.
I can't even imagine $7 payments for something. Can you imagine doing that? Like, oh, I got to pay another $7 this week. What? Just buy the thing.
Well, people do that with like the Klarna thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like it's on every single shopping site now. Like, oh, just put it on Klarna, and I'm like, no, never.
Don't need it.
I'm not gonna get a mortgage for my computer.
It's only a 50% interest rate, though. Like, come on.
Yeah, 50% interest rate if you don't pay it. No big deal. That's fine.
That's terrible. Okay, but did he pull the trigger on it?
He bought it.
Did
yeah.
he like it? That's insane.
Yeah, she gave him permission. I think her exact words were, "Oh well, if it's only $7."
No, she immediately got swayed?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's terrible. We should do Finance Fridays this week.
Stopped the recording and then I started it again.
No way.
She jumped on the keyboard. Here,
Cat's one with his koozie, turning the thing out. Your cat's drunk, man.
No, she just missed me while I was gone all day. I walked in with my backpack on because I go to this big campus every day for my work, and so I come in with my backpack on. I'm throwing my jacket down. I'm like, whew, long day at work, and she plops over on her side, ready for me to rub her belly, and then I walk past her. and Gabby goes, "What? You just walked past your daughter when she was like expressing her love to you?" And I was like, I'm so sorry. So I walk over, I'm petting her and everything.
That's how could you possibly bypass the best part of the day? You come home from a long day at work and you have this creature that loves you so much that waits at the door excitedly, and you pass that up. That's terrible.
I don't know if
you should buy a book and pay for it at $5 payments.
I don't know if you've experienced this with a pet before, right? But this morning, They have little automatic food things, and one of them is a little more, let's just say, strict with the food than the other, while Shinx, my Pokemon cat, is very Like she'll eat a little bit and be like, that was really nice. I'm gonna say some for later. And she'll back up and start like cleaning her teeth with her tongue and everything. And then our other cat, Haunter, she walks over and just sticks her face down in it. And Shinx goes, no, I guess that's okay. And, but if Haunter does that, like, right, if Haunter lifts her at him, Shinx walks up, Haunter's like, no, you get away from my food. Don't touch this. This is for me. But then vice versa, if Shinx walks over to her food, or if Haunter walks over to Shinx's food, Shinx is just like, oh, I guess that belongs to you now.
I can't imagine letting someone just walk over and devour my food.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
imagine you and your wife, Eric. You're sitting there. You're eating like a hamburger. You take like 3 bites out of it. You set it down and go, oh, you know what? I'm gonna take 5 minutes and then I'll eat another bite. And your wife just walks over, picks it up, and eats the whole thing.
I would be, first of all, I'd be flabbergasted because she never finishes her food. I always purposely underfill my plate or my bowl so that I have room for whatever she doesn't finish because she refuses to put the appropriate amount of food in her appliances of sort. It's terrible, but I get more food out of it, so it's fine. But if she came over and taken my food, I'm decking her. We're fighting right there.
Yeah, so this morning that this situation happened, and then my wife got up, she left and went to do her work stuff. I'm still in bed because I don't have to be at work till later. And I just wake up to like pats on my back, and I'm like, huh, who is home? And so I just hear meow, meow, like in my ear. And my cat is like biting me and patting my back like, Dad, get up, I need food now. And I'm like, it's 30 minutes past when you got fed. What do you mean you're waking me up to feed you? And so what I'm guessing is she went to go get her food, and then her sister walked over and was like, oh, mine. And she went, oh, okay. And then
so she was pissed that needed some more food. I got you.
Yeah, she wanted more food. And I'm like, you need to learn. Like, you need to be, you need to just hiss at her if she goes to get your food or something.
You got to defend your food, man.
I know. And she's just like, okay, cool. I don't want to get it. So,
well, that's the topic for today. Cats being mean to each other and bullying each other for food. That's it.
And my whole point with all of this is you should conserve your money and not buy every D&D product. I've never been in a place where I thought, oh, I have to have this bad. I need it. And I get it because I think that what the D&D community, the Magic the Gathering community, even some like the gaming community, like where these things thrive is lots of people get so caught up in it that they need everything and they can't afford everything, but they need it. And it's crazy as someone with a lot of hobbies like me, where even gaming, my favorite hobby, I see a game come out and nowadays I'm just like, okay, I will wait for the next sale, and as long as it's like in my price range that I'm like, that's acceptable for this game, I will buy it. But then if it's not, if it's $70 and I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to play it right now anyways, then I won't buy it.
Yeah.
I don't have to have it. I could put it on Klarna though.
I don't know. I feel like if we go back a long period of time into the beginnings of our D&D careers, I was in sort of that mindset where I wanted to have a lot of the stuff. Maybe not the beginning, because when we first started, didn't really have much. I was playing, we've talked about this before. I was playing with pennies, quarters, and not a dry erase board, but a large poster board that I drew lines on with a Sharpie.
Yes.
You just make it work. It was cheap. And then as we got more advanced and more experienced in D&D, and we want, all of a sudden we can get a couple of the minis, right? We can get some multicolored dice, a couple of the books. Ooh, you kind of, I don't want to say spiral, because I don't think I spiraled, but I definitely went to that mindset where I wanted to have a lot of I wanted to keep up with it,
Yeah.
Which is so silly now, because looking back at where I'm at now, I really don't buy very much of anything, which is, I guess, a shame, I suppose, because I want to support D&D. But a lot of the new stuff, I don't need it. We play the same classes we've always played. We play the same rule book we've always played. The same people we've always played. And there's still more stuff I've never done after years and years. It's like, why would I even bother buying these new books?
Well, and that's what I want to push to people is just like, there is so much available to you on Google and on, like, if you just read ideas from people or like look up tables that people have created, you don't need the official D&D table. You can get all of the rules just looking at the wikis. Chase doesn't even have a player's handbook.
Which is absolutely insane.
Doesn't even have a player's handbook. Now, granted, behind me is a shelf full of books and minis and stuff, right? But I've never been in a place where I couldn't afford those things. And I have always been in a place where, like, I'm an enthusiast, right? At this point, I'm an enthusiast where, like, I enjoy this hobby so much, and we have done over probably 200 episodes of a podcast about this game. So I think I'm a little bit warranted with having like $1,000 of books behind me, right? And minis. I'm a little bit more warranted than the average person to have those things. But again, I've never been in a place where like, oh, do I want to eat tonight or do I want this D&D mini?
You said about a G. I don't know, maybe you're just throwing an example out. I want to say if I had to round, I probably spent, I don't know, $200-$300 on D&D in my lifetime.
It's got to be at least $1,000 behind me of stuff.
Now, okay, so I'm really cheap. I don't buy a lot of stuff. You know this. I wait till there's sales, or honestly, a lot of stuff I just get things as a gift because I'm willing to wait a whole year for Christmas. A lot of my books are gifts. I bought a handbook. I think I bought Xanathar's, Tasha's, and then when we were doing reviews of some of the newer stuff, like, Bigsby's, Glory of the Bigsby, something like that, blah, blah, blah. And Fizzbands. I bought those specifically so we could review them and talk about them here in the podcast. But I haven't bought a lot of my stuff. If anything, the most things I've purchased would be dice. And dice are not expensive.
Yeah, dice are super cheap. And even if you buy, 3 nice sets of dice throughout the entire year, you're spending less than... Like, if you buy the nicest ones you can possibly find, you're still spending less than, I don't know, $150.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess you could get, the really fancy...
you can get diamond dice, right?
So, I don't need that. I go on Amazon, I get, the 15-pack or 15 sets for,
Yeah, those are awesome.
And then you're good. And you can mix and match them,
or you do what Sean and I did at first, and you buy the one set of blue Chessex dice that you use your entire career, and you roll nat 20s on that blue die like nobody's business. I'm not even able to find it right now. It's gone. No, it's probably around here somewhere.
Those dice are an actual example of a pay-to-win microtransaction.
You're not wrong, because there have been... How many times have I been in front of you specifically, in our old apartment, and said, nat 20, watch this, and rolled that blue die and gotten it?
That thing's weighted, dude. These die are either made with cheating in mind, or everybody who buys them knows about the bit and specifically melts down a little spot and puts a little piece of lead on that side. I'm telling you, these are weighted. I don't have the set because I don't support cheating, Seth.
Well, I'm an avid just cheater here. I cheat in D&D all the time.
We should talk about this in another episode, but can you imagine cheating, being an avid cheater? Indeed, what are you even doing?
It wouldn't make sense. But
half the fun.
I can see the player who does it, right? I can understand it from one standpoint because, yes, you are ruining half the fun. You're not wrong, but I can see it putting it into a game standpoint, right? Where why would you cheat in Battlefield, right? You're eliminating the part that's fun, which is trying to win and actually getting the shot. If you didn't kill the guy yourself with your own skill, is it really fun? But a lot of people have just this kind of power, need for power in a way that it's I play D&D to feel powerful or whatever, and I don't like being put in stakes where I could possibly lose. So when a saving throw comes up, I roll and I say, oh my god, another nat 20. Whoa.
It's less epic.
But
it's crazy less epic.
It's crazy to me that I can trust everyone at our table so much because of how often we get bad entire sessions where we're doing so awful. Where I'm sitting here and I go, oh cool, bottom of initiative again.
It's funny because some of us have those roles at the table, right? Where it's I know Seth's never going to roll higher than anybody else in initiative, so it's fine. We have time to prep, But real question though, as far as cheating, I have this. It's a silly thing. It's worrying about going to school without pants on. It's never going to happen, right? But I have this stressor when I'm playing D&D. I don't roll well a lot. I feel like my rolls are really well balanced. I just really get screwed over sometimes, and sometimes it just pops off at the right moment, right? But if I roll more than one nat 20, or hell, even if I roll one natural 20, I always feel like someone's gonna think I'm cheating. It's oh, Drew with a nat 20 again. It's no, guys, I swear I'm not. I don't know why that's a thing. It's a real thing.
I get that.
Soul, though.
Well, we had a situation, and I might have a confession to make to you, because I had a situation 2 weeks ago where we were sitting here and I was okay, I'm going to do this thing. And I had to roll percentage dice. And I rolled them, and in the first moment, I just looked at the two numbers and went, "Oh, that's a 90, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked back.
Was this the intervention?
Yeah, divine intervention. And so I look back down and I'm like, "Oh, well, that's a 9 and a 0. Wait, no, that's a 9 because this would be here. So the zero's place would be here." And my big mistake was I rolled 2 of these tens place dice. And I didn't realize it till later where I was sitting here like, I'm a little bit confused because I don't really know what I'm looking at, but I need to do this in the moment and not really know what to say. And then I looked at all my dice and I only have tens place dice in my little dice tray. And so I couldn't have possibly rolled anything else. And I never assigned which one was which. I didn't say this is the ones, this is the tens roll. I just rolled both of them and was like 90. Wait, no, 9. And then I'm sitting here like, I don't know if I cheated or not.
I think you're so. First of all, hindsight, right? You had to keep the thing moving. I think you're okay because you can make it work too. My rule of thumb: whenever I roll on the table, I always assume the die to the more left is the first one I rolled, every time.
Okay. Well, let me model out what it looked like for me on my end. I had this one here with the zeros place.
Okay.
And then my 9 was the blue one, and it was over here. So from your logic, I did roll a 9. Well,
then you're good.
Where the copper one was on the left farther, and then higher up on the right was the blue one. So on your end, from your logic, it was a 9. From my logic, I was like, oh, 90. And the reason I thought that is because I rolled this copper one, which is really small numbers, and I rolled this 9, which has really big numbers. And so in my head, I saw the number 90 on this because it looks like a big number 90 and then tiny zeros.
See, there's a problem here. There's a flaw in your logic though. So you went from cheating to not cheating to cheating again because either way you still used the blue die. So it was cheating regardless of no matter what order they were in.
You're right.
So
because I was gonna succeed no matter what. That's the problem.
Yes. No matter what you roll, if you use those blue die, you probably would have succeeded divine intervention.
Beans, dude. You're right. Okay, well, I guess I can't use that ability ever again.
We should go through like a cheating arc. Like today, we kind of talked about like what is cheating? How do you?
That's
cheat?
A good idea.
And then we find out you cheated. So now next episode will be like therapy to work through your cheating, and then to get away from the cheating.
And then we'll have an episode where it's titled Seth Relapsed. And then it goes to another episode, and I reveal to you, I say, hey, in the last session, I couldn't help it. I rolled for Patrick, and I said nat 20, but it was a nat 1.
Oh my god, that would be such a funny spoof, too.
Dude, oh my god, that would be... Wouldn't it be really funny if it was an inconsequential roll, and I said that it was a fail, but it was actually a success?
God. If I make it all up.
Could you imagine? And what if I came to the podcast and was like, dude, I cheated in the last session. I actually succeeded when I hit that attack, but I said I failed.
But Seth, we TPK'd off that, bro.
That would be the worst thing in the world. I actually rolled 2 nat 20s with advantage, and I said I got a nat 1.
Just for the thrill, man. The thrill of it.
Seth had a relapse.
Oh my god. You ever seen those? Oh gosh, the spoofs of the what are those addiction? What's the addiction show called? Like the OG one.
My Strange Addiction.
That's it. People do spoofs of those. I don't know if you've ever seen like Smosh do them or something, but they'll do just crazy facts. So you know how when they go from one scene to another in the show, they'll bring some facts up on the screen. Like it'll be black with like the white letters.
Yes.
And be like, this person drinks 3 liters of gasoline per minute. Like some crazy stuff. So some people do spoofs of this stuff, and they'll just throw blasphemous facts up there just to like throw you off and make you laugh. Like there are 3 elephants in the state of Utah. Just like what? Like it's just random stuff.
Why? Do they travel together?
Like why are they there? I don't know. Just absolute blasphemous stuff. And I feel like we could do some sort of we could do a promotional piece in D&D about this. We could do it. Like I'm addicted to rolling. It's just us just rolling dice over and like middle of the night, just eye bags just rolling on the table. Right now, we could make this work. We could do something with this.
Or he lives his entire life by the dice. He made himself a character sheet, and every time you do anything, you roll to see if you succeed or not. Oh my god.
I've done 15,000 damage today. It's crazy.
I had another thought.
You thought again?
Yeah, I
Twice
did.
in one day?
I did twice in one day. I had a thought.
Almost as many elephants in Utah.
And it was how much comedy at a table is too much comedy.
Oh,
Because 2 weeks ago, again, we had a session where Patrick is explaining in great detail this building. And he's like, you're at this building and it's got this stuff all over the place. He's going in great detail about this building with whatever prompt he had.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes a comment, which Zach and I immediately pick up on. We immediately like look each other in the eye in the camera and go off of it because he goes, and the door is ajar. And then and then Zach and I both go, that's weird. Why isn't the door? and
oh my god, that was hysterical.
Dude, when that got said, because he said ajar, and the first thing I could tell Zach and I's heads both at the same time go, why is it ajar? And this got brought up. And Sean picks up on it as soon as Zach and I make this comment. Everybody at the table's laughing. It's so funny. Patrick is laughing. And then it goes further where he explains something to Sean's character. He's like, yeah, you see this, and you see, you have this flashback of yourself, blah, blah, blah. What do you do first? And Sean says, I'm going to go check out that jar. And I had tears for like 3 or 4 minutes just streaming down my face because I'm laughing so hard. And I'm tearing up now talking about it again. I kid you not, in the last 2 weeks, I have been sitting at my desk at work and thought about this moment and just started laughing and had tears in my eyes. I was like, I need to stop because this is one of the funny. It's not even that funny in retrospect, but it was so funny in the moment.
No, it absolutely was. You're wrong. It was absolutely. We kept every time it was one of those bits. Every time you thought it was gone, every time you thought it was over, we came right back to like, oh, what's it? Is anybody coming in the jar? Like what?
He's like, yes, and you hear it coming, and he's like, in the jar, oh my god.
Oh my god.
It was good where like it was like 4 callbacks to the same bit, and every time, because I hadn't stopped laughing the whole time. I didn't even get to say anything after my first comment. And because Zach and I at the same time said the first comment of like, why is it ajar? and then it kept coming back. And I want to know, because I understand that this was a funny moment for us and was like something that I'm going to remember for our D&D careers because I was laughing so hard. But I want to know, which DM would that piss off? Because at some point, if you make that many callbacks ruining their moment, it's going to piss somebody off.
I think it really depends, right? So like what's going on in the story, or what's going on in the story, and who is it playing with, right? So in this example, Sean was actually giving like a big lore dump of his character's backstory. So this character we've been traveling with, what was it, 10 sessions or something like that? He's been a fairly mysterious character.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're learning like, oh, what is he a squirrel? Is he a man? Like what's happening? He's got a lot of weird stuff going on with him. And he's given us like, this is his name and this is where he comes from and all this stuff that was really important. But while we were all laughing, he was playing a part in it, and I could tell on his face he was having a blast with it.
Yeah.
So it was totally okay. Now, did it affect Pat? I don't think so. I think he was fine. I think he had fun with it. Maybe a more serious DM would have problem with it. But again, it also depends on what's going on. If they're, dropping their, BBEG for the first time and he's dropping his monologue, maybe it's not the time for joking about the jar for this or the
right.
What was the other one? The fork in the road? We kept coming across forks.
He was like, there's a fork in the road, and we're all like, that's weird.
Why are there so many forks?
Why are there so many forks? I'm gonna pick it up.
Like, that's so good. I don't think I've had a moment in the limited amount of games that I've DM'd in my life where there was too much fun, or too much comedy. Sometimes you have to kind of push through it a little bit, and you have to kind of like cut it so that you can get to the end of the story, right? As someone who just chronically takes way too long to tell their stories and run their games. But no, I think there's definitely a balance. I just don't know where it is because we're very jokey at the table,
Yeah, I'm someone, I think a lot of people in our group are, but I'm someone who always has a quip. Like every time, like when we are in the middle of a session and someone says something, I always have a quip for it. And so So I always think after I quip, I think, does that ever annoy anybody? And like, I know other people do it, like you do it, other people do it, and I don't get annoyed, but I'm like, does that ever get on anybody's nerves whenever I chime in with some bullshit?
I relate because I think about this all the time. And I like to think of myself as sort of like the funny guy that kind of like gets his little bits in, just to kind of to keep it rolling. But I sometimes wonder, am I talking too much? Am I pulling the attention towards me when it's not my time? And I literally every session we've ever played, I always think about this. So
Yeah.
this is a perfect thing to bring up.
Yeah, no, I think that too. But then I definitely last session, I can't say I was calling too much attention to myself at all because in our like combat and in a lot of our stuff, my moments were less than a minute each. Like I spent so quickly. I was like, I knew exactly what I was doing on every turn. And I had it done with a description. I jumped in, said what I needed to say within 60 seconds, and got out and like gave it to the next person. And I was like, I'm on fire with like knowing what I'm doing today. Because I was really feeling
like
that.
how the turns are going. Like sometimes you gotta be just knocking those turns out, especially if other people are taking a really long time. But sometimes I feel like I take too long on my turns. I don't know if that's actually true. I find myself narrating when I'm doing a lot and like going through, okay, that's like a 6. Oh, I gotta add sneak attack in. But I feel like if I narrate it, I can't screw it up. Versus if I'm doing it quietly, I will screw something up.
It's a little bit different for like a rogue and stuff where like you need positioning, you need to make sure you have the right abilities. I mean, not necessarily as much as like if you were a wizard or a bard or something, but playing like a cleric, a fully support cleric, I know exactly what I'm doing every turn. I'm like, hey, I have a whole turn where I'm just getting bless up. Okay, I have a 5th level spell slot now. I'll flame strike, I guess. Which I thought my description of Flame Strike, beautiful. I was very happy with how Flame Strike ended up going, and I was like, okay, I can see myself liking this spell a lot.
It's super cool. I felt so bad when he told you afterwards were they resistant or something to it?
But they were vulnerable to the other type of damage.
Oh, so it balanced out.
Yeah, it balanced out because they were vulnerable to radiant, but they were resistant to fire.
Funny.
And so it balanced out where he was like, yes, you're good.
No, I like your character a lot too. I feel like he flavors his castings pretty well. Little old Gene.
Dude, I never got to do my Beyblade trick with Spirit Guardians.
No?
Well, remember, there was a couple weeks prior, and this will probably be like where we're getting close to the end of the episode, but I picked up a bunch of screws off the ground, and my whole plan was to cast Spirit Guardians, but to throw a screw into each section and then have them spin up like Beyblades and go around me.
Whoa.
But I never got to do it because we ended the encounter too like efficiently, the big bad never summoned a bunch of minions, and my plan was to have the minions there and start running around the around the course using Beyblades, and I never got to do it. But yeah, Jean is up there with Elijah as my favorite characters that I've made because Jean, I'm just doing my voice, which is nice. I'm doing my voice, but like a little bit pitched up a little bit. And so it's really nice, but character-wise, like getting in his head with things where it's like, he's a lax servant of Selûne because he was born into it, not because he really chose it. And he's super chill, but when things get like passionate and heated, he gets like mad, and he talks back a lot. That was a problem. Like anytime an authoritative figure says something to him, he starts talking back. And that was always a huge deal with him where like, at the very beginning, we're talking to this priestess lady and every time she tells me something, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, I don't need you telling me what to do. I know what I'm doing. And like kind of like flowing through the whole Selûne, the emotions thing where like, Sean's character, super devout follower of Selûne, but like me, a cleric of her, kind of like in his backstory thing, like one of her chosen people who just has a lot of power from her. And he doesn't really care.
You should swap it up. You should denounce and move over to Baal, the murder king, the murder god. He's just really chill, honestly.
So Patrick hasn't told me what he has intended for my character. He just says this arc matters for you a lot, and I'm wondering what's up with that. And not delving into story because I know our audience doesn't know about story, but there's a big bad, and she talks to me a lot. Where like, her and I have conversations pretty frequently, and my really weird feeling about that is I think he wants me to like side with her. And this whole time, character-wise, I've been down to do it. Like, I've been down to be like, oh, this is what's been happening this whole time? Well, what's been Saluna been doing? You know, I've been kind of like down to question it, but, you know, they completely out of character as me. I'm like, I'm down to do whatever you want, Pat. You just need to lead me in the right direction. If you want me to be a devout Saluna follower, I got you. If you want me to side with the big bad, I'll do it.
Which is sort of funny because I think he definitely has sort of a moment planned, or at least like an idea, a concept plan for all of us. Because he told you that you were really important in this upcoming arc, and then he also told Sean that, and then he sent me a message afterwards saying, "Oh yeah, you're also really important too." So is Zach the only one that's not important?
Yeah, and is Chase important at all? Like, does he not?
Chase is not. No, not
we just did
slightly.
Chase's arc, so I feel like Chase isn't important.
No, but he's got these cinematic moments. I think one of them was getting me to denounce Saluna, and I think for you, he may want you to side. But to me, Jean and the evil BBEG, I always forget her name, is very much so like Python Asmodeus, which is the very evil guy and the guy that's clearly not going to side with him. Like, there's just no chance. But the interactions are where it's at, you know?
The interactions are very good, where I'm like, I'm kind of in my mode there where he's talking to me as her, and I start to feel like personally attacked, so I have to start arguing. It's funny because I'm like feeling it as Jean, and I'm like, okay, well now I'm gonna talk to this bitch, and I'm gonna get angry at her.
Well, she's such a jerk too. Every time she's always talking down, and you know she's a god, so like it makes sense. But she's always talking down to us, and I was like, "Oh, your plans don't mean anything. Oh, it's inevitable. Like, get out of here, man."
She stopped a divine intervention to tell me off.
She did. Well, we don't know. We don't know for sure. Maybe it went off. Maybe something happened in the background. We don't know.
Yeah.
Right. But it was pretty crazy that she just sat you down with a successful divine intervention.
Yeah.
Nah, fam.
Well, it's because I think Patrick has in the future a planned divine intervention for me.
Oh, you think that's your moment?
I think he does, because he said, "Hey, you didn't use your divine intervention there, because if I had, because it was successful, I wouldn't be able to use it again for a week."
Oh,
I think from his standpoint, he's like, I have a planned moment for Seth to use divine intervention, and it's not supposed to work until that moment. And granted, I'm glad that I got to have that moment because of divine intervention. So I'm not upset that my successful one didn't work, because I think he wants it to work at some point. And it's going to be my Super Saiyan moment, of course. Like, I'm going to go Super Saiyan.
Which is crazy, because if you succeed on any more divine interventions, we're going to have a 3-for-3 success rate on divine
I could probably roll one right now. 10's place on the metal one, and then blue one can be... Well, it's a different blue one. It's a light blue one. All right, that all together now, that's 51. That doesn't pass.
Well, would you consider yourself a level 51 cleric?
Well, yeah, I would, but the game wouldn't.
Well, you're good then. That was a pass as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you for listening to Table Talk Friday, a D&D podcast, where this week we really got in the Duffy about D&D finance and what you should and shouldn't do with it, as well as talked about some really cool moments. You know what? Good Old Gamer is going to listen to some really cool moments after this, as we talk about a lit session that Drew had this weekend, but I didn't because I had the flu, over on patreon.com/tabletalkfriday, where we get our post-show that we do every single week over there. It's exclusive. You get access to it. Also, the episodes come out on Patreon right whenever I finish editing them, as opposed to later on, like our scheduled day on Fridays. So normally that's like a Thursday, or if I edit it way ahead of time, it could be even up to like a week ahead of time. Anyways, you get a bunch of early stuff. Go over to patreon.com/tabletalkfriday and check it out. But with that, I need the divine intervention bro. The divine intervened.
The divine
to take us out.
Oh, I'm the divine intervened. I succeed divine intervention every time. I'm gonna roll. Oh, look, a 1. Oh, another 1. Actually, joke's on you. I was cheating.
Oh no!